Hello and welcome to Quick Tip 85. I was asked by a Markplex visitor how you'd go about creating an indicator that showed the daily average volume for a number of days, but applied to a symbol with a different time frame. For example, you can see here I've written a script and we've got on the chart 30-minute bars for the S&P 500, and what I've done, I've put in today's volume, the previous day's volume, the day before that, the day before that, and then I've got an average which is being updated in real time. And what I've also got on the workspace here is a chart, daily chart for whichever have the chart and the radar screen linked. So if I were to, for example, click on A, you'll see the chart becomes A, and we can double check that by just looking. Got the regular TradeStation volume indicator applied, and you can see if I look at the latest bar and see what the volume is for that, it's saying 32,594, and you can see that of course it's updating, but that is the volume that's appearing in RadarScreen. So I've created an indicator called QT85, nothing in it at the moment apart from some text, and what I'm going to do is go to Toolbox and I'm going to click on Price Series Provider. You'll see now we've got a price series provider in the component tray. What I'm going to do in order to edit it is select it and go over here, and we can make a few changes. So not really bothered about the time zone. I'm going to make it exchange. We want this to load, so I'm going to say true. We'll call it something a little more simple than that, PSP. And the interval, we know that we want the average of the daily bars. So I'm going to have daily bars there. The range, well, we need the person who asked me wanted a 5-day moving average or a 5-day average. So because this is zero link, we just need to make bars into 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gives us 5 days, and then the final thing, we need to make sure that the volume data is available, so I'm going to set that true. So if we want to, for example, plot a value, the way we get that, our PSP is called PSP. If we press period, we'll see the options that we can have here, and the volume is what we need, so we're going to click volume. We need it for today, so we're going to put a 0 in, and we might also wish to just put in a useful comment like vol 0, like so. And let's just verify that, make sure everything's okay so far. And what I'm going to do also is apply it to the radar screen. And so let's actually just, now let's just apply it. So I'm going to go studies, add study, QT85, going to add that. I'm just going to move it above the previous one. And if we go to chart, you can see now the chart being updated, and it looks like there's a little problem there at the moment. That's saying that we haven't provided the symbol property. That's interesting. So what we need to do is go back to the properties of this PSP in the tray, and where it says symbol, we need to put in a symbol. And what that means is that whatever chart or whatever radar screen this is applied to, it's going to use the symbol of the particular line. So if it's on A, it'll use A. If it's on IBM, it'll use IBM, etc. So I'm just going to put that in, going to refresh it and go back to the chart. And you can see now that it's putting in the value of the volume. Now you'll notice a bit of difference though, because if you remember the first value we have is updating all the time. You'll see here that it's not updating, and if I were to refresh the radar screen, you'd see that we'd get a different value appearing. And the reason for that is that with radar screen we need to do something in the indicator to make sure that it updates on every tick. So we can do that by just putting in something like value 99 equals ticks, like so. And then if we look at the chart, you'll see now that that's being updated every tick. So let's just continue, and I might fast forward here, but I'm just going to put in the other values. And to find the volume 1 day ago, I'm going to put in 1 as we would expect on a daily bar. Same for 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and 4 days ago. So we've got volume today 0, volume yesterday or the previous trading day 1, day before that 2, etc. So there we have the values. Just going to change the names as well. So put 1, 2. What this plot is going to be the average. So how do we do that? Well, we can use the average function, and the values we're going to put in there are, we want a price series. So that's not going to be the 0. The series is going to be psp.volume, and we need to average over 5 days. So we put in 5, and just going to put in average here, AV, and that should be it. Save the formatting. Okay, so we probably want to make sure that these are a little wider. We can do that just by dragging the columns, and we can also, of course, go in and do some formatting. And you can see that the two average columns are the same. And of course, we don't need to plot these values. I just really did that just so that I could double check against the chart and make sure things were adding up properly. We could just comment them out or not put them in the program in the first place. And of course, if you want to go in and change the format, you can go Edit Studies, All Studies, and select a new indicator and double click on that. And then we can do things like change colors and styles. So for example, volume, let's just look at the average. Say we want to change that. Well, let's say we want to go for a magenta over an orange background and see what that looks like. Okay, not the best color scheme, but you can see that is how we would go about formatting the values. Anyway, hopefully that will be helpful to you. If you're a Gold Pass member, you can download the program. Otherwise, you can develop it yourself, I think, quite easily. So please join the Marketplace email list and subscribe wherever you're watching this video.